If you consider yourself a foodie and are fascinated by what the world eats, then you're in the right place. And you might find yourself a bit surprised by what the Nordic regions bring to the table. My journeys to the capitals of Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland were among the most striking, otherworldly, and yet cozy adventures I've taken yet. Surprisingly, a big component of that feeling was the food. One of my favorite things about traveling the world is experiencing the tastes that define each place, and so today, I'm taking you on a mouth-watering tour of the tastes that define the Nordic experience. Lahikeito. We'll kick off in Finland with a traditional soup called lahikeito, or salmon soup. This soup is warm, creamy, and salmony, and perfect for a cold day. Filled with potatoes, a creamy broth, and of course, salmon, it comes self-served with soft rye bread, another Nordic staple, and a baguette. Sjukaker. Next, we'll head to Norway, where, at Oslo's Café Shoulder, I found Norwegian meatballs. Huge and dense, and when coupled with a smoky meatball sauce, decadent, this traditional Norwegian dish was served alongside mushy peas and potatoes with lingonberry sauce. The closest comparison of which I can find is cranberry sauce. Smørbrød. Now it's south to Denmark. Expensive but delicious and worth it, smørbrød is a Scandinavian staple and a Danish favorite. This open-faced brown bread sandwich can be covered in multiple things. In my case, I tried one with marinated herring with capers and apple, one with chicken salad, mushrooms and bacon, and one with potatoes and caramelized cheese. Fiskgryte. Next, we're heading to Stockholm, Sweden, where I enjoyed a typical Swedish stew called fiskgryte. This dense stew includes salmon, potatoes, a pico de gallo-like mash, cabbage, and a delicious broth that is so good you'll use your brown bread slices to soak the rest of it up. Haukarl. If you consider yourself a foodie, and I imagine if you're watching this video you do, I think you have to try this next dish, but be warned, it's disgusting, both in theory and in practice. I'm not even gonna lie, this is about to be the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Haukarl, or fermented shark, is an Icelandic national dish. You eat the shark, and as the overwhelming sense of ammonia gets to you, you sip on Brennivin, an Icelandic gin. This is, an acquired taste. If you can gain a taste for ammonia, that is. I've never not been able to finish a dish while traveling, so this one was a first. Karlienpirkka. Back in Finland, at Helsinki's Café Ursula, I tried a Karlien pie, and this thing tastes just like the comfort of home, especially if egg butter and potatoes are your forte. Rye bread, scrambled eggs, potato, and egg butter make up this delicious pierogi-style pastry, and I can't recommend it enough. Brunost. Brown cheese is a Norwegian staple, and you can find it on several dishes. My breakfasts nearly every morning in Oslo included multiple slices of tasteful brown bread cheese between two thick bread roll slices or even on waffles. Danish pastries. Danish pastries are famous across the planet, and they really define the Copenhagen cafe experience, from spandur to kanelsnegl to my favorite, of course, called the tibirke. Covered in poppy seeds and glazed in warm, brown-buttered sugar, this sweet pastry is a classic for coffee pairing or just grabbing on the go. I tried mine at a small cafe called Bakt. Reindeer. I really didn't like the idea of eating Rudolph, but at Eifor in Stockholm's Gamla Stan, the medieval Swedish Viking experience came to life, and I had no choice. In addition to awesome medieval music, costumes, and fare, I ate reindeer for the first time, and surprisingly, it was tender, juicy, and incredibly flavorful. After several goblets of a crisp, light honey mead, which is exciting because in the past I haven't even liked mead, I kinda got over the fact that I was eating a reindeer. It was just that good. Plokkeri with rye. As an island in the ocean, naturally, fish is the centerpiece of Icelandic cuisine. Plokkeri is a traditional stew that's chock full of it. Thick, warm, and fishy, plokkeri has a bit of a peppery kick to it and comes with the most classic of Nordic pairings: rye bread. Finnish blueberry pie. A classic Finnish dessert, and just like a buttery blueberry muffin, this square slice of pie was warm and moist and just the right amount of blueberry-ish. I tried mine at Cafe Silo on Suomenlinna Island in Helsinki. Smoked salmon. At a small restaurant in Oslo with a nautical atmosphere tucked away into a hole-in-the-wall called Fyret Mar and Drik, I tried my first Norwegian smoked salmon. Served alongside a boiled egg, moist and fluffy brown bread, mayonnaise, and butter, Norwegian smoked salmon was absolutely delicious, with an incredibly strong taste. The dish was also surprisingly cheap, for Oslo standards anyway. Rude pølser.
You may not associate Denmark with hot dogs, but the Danes love their red sausages, and so that's what they use on the hot dog stands throughout the city. I've been told it's a must-try in Copenhagen, so here we are.
Red on the outside and white on the inside, the sausages have a rather pungent but good taste, and when placed on a hot dog bun are paired with onions, fried onions, and a sauce reminiscent of a mixture of ketchup and barbecue. Skagen. A typical dish that can be eaten both as a snack or as a meal itself in Sweden is known as skagen, which is typically spread on toast. The skagen mix, which consists of mayonnaise, butter, chives, and shrimp, is spread over slices of rye bread. Kjötsúpa. It's pretty cold in Iceland for most of the year, so it's no surprise that soup is a staple in Iceland. There are also a lot of lambs. Enter lamb meat soup. The warm stew is filled with vegetables, potatoes, and, of course, lamb meat. The lamb is quite strong in this soup, but otherwise it's a perfect warm dish after a harsh winter's day. Or so I imagine. It was hot the whole time I was there. Lonkero. Lonkero, or long drinks, are a Finnish staple. They also come with ice, which is crazy to me, but hey, it's delicious. There's a definite tartness to it. Cloudy and clear, this drink blends perfectly with the snowy sky. This list is basically just a highlight reel, and there's so much more I could have included. The good news is, I have 5 full-length travel vlogs on each of the Nordic capital cities right here. Hopefully I'll see you on one of these journeys, but otherwise, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.